Hi, folks. I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. Yes, so today is Monday, the 27th of November 2023, and this is going to be a different video altogether. This is going to be a hood time talk. So we're going to go for a stroll, folks, in the hood, if you like. On the right there, we got a golf course, people playing golf. But anyway, folks, I guess I did a video yesterday about the next set of conflicts that Israel has impending and in front before the rapture. And so the video that I did yesterday, I actually deleted that because the audio quality of that video was actually pretty bad. And so I thought to myself, actually, when I was watching that video at home, I had to put the volume really like up on my telly. So I thought, okay, well, this is not going to be good for people. So I do it now, redo it now whilst I go for a walk in the hood, if you like. So I guess, folks, what I wanted to say is that, as we see the trajectory, if you like, heading towards the rapture of the church, then we are seeing Israel fulfilling right now the first of its 6 conflicts. So what are the 6 conflicts? Okay, so right now they're having a war with Hamas in the Gaza Strip. After that, we know that they're going to do war against Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. And we know that Lebanon is going to be sent into the Stone Age. And after that, they'll either do Isaiah 17.1 or the Elam Bible prophecy. Okay, and after that, we'll see the Secret War. That will be the 5th military conflict. And the final conflict is actually a peaceful land deal, if you like. That's the 6th conflict, but that's a political conflict. And what I wanted to say on that video, I don't know if people heard it well or whatever, but I wanted to say that the big end of prophecies like Isaiah 17.1, the Elam Bible prophecy found in Jeremiah 49, verses 34 to 39, and the Secret War, then these are triggered actually by, previous conflicts, if you like. So let me put it to you like this. The Isaiah 17 and the Elam Bible prophecy are actually triggered by these 2 conflicts that Israel is having now, if you like, with Hamas in the Gaza and also with Hezbollah, pardon me, in the northern border, okay, of Israel, if you like. So these 2 conflicts, Hamas and Hezbollah, will then trigger, Isaiah 17.1 and also the Elam Bible prophecy, okay? Now, regarding Isaiah 17, then this prophecy is going to come to pass, folks, because then by a process of elimination, we know that Lebanon and Syria are not part of the Ezekiel coalition. And you have to think, well, that's pretty interesting considering that Lebanon and Syria border Israel to the north. So how come they're not part of the coalition? That's because Israel will have sent Lebanon into the Stone Age. And, Israel would also have fulfilled the Isaiah 17.1 prophecy against Syria, Damascus being a heap of ruin. And then if you read Isaiah 18, I think it was the city of Aurora or something, whatever. I forget now. But we know that Damascus airport will probably be bombarded as well, or the area in that vicinity, if you like. So, and then of course, Isaiah 17 and Elam, then these 2 trigger the Secret War of 38, 39. And, after that, of course, the Antichrist is going to rock up to sign the, this peace treaty, if you like, or the covenant as per Daniel 9:27, okay? There is a difference between signing of the covenant have a look at the nice golf course, and confirming of the covenant. Signing will be done at the end of the Silk War. It is very likely that Israel will have to give the Palestinians, the West Bank and Judea. And I'm not sure about Gaza, but I don't think that it will be necessary for Israel to give up the Golan Heights. I think this has to be done pretty much. It can't take long, folks. That's what I'm trying to say, because normally what happens with length of peace deals and things like that, we see it in various places around the world, how these conflict for borders, right? They can take decades to resolve, and the church age does not have decades, So, if anything, at the most, we got maybe 2 or 3 years. I don't think we got more than that. Heading towards the Rapture of the church. Nice grass here, folks. As we see people here walking towards the parting hall, I believe, or something like that. Yeah, started to rain a little bit. But yeah, anyway, I guess we'll keep walking. So, so these peace treaties will be signed. I'm pretty sure, of course, has to be both Israel, the Palestinians. You will have to throw into the equation Saudi Arabia, as a broker, if you like, and also Jordan as the custodians of Temple Mount. So that's 4 nations. I'm pretty sure that we'll see them as part of this peace treaty, if you like. Perhaps there could be other partners coming in, or other nations, that might want to take part in these peace treaties. Perhaps Abraham Accord nations. We'll see. It's a little bit early to tell right now. But nonetheless, I believe that these 4 nations will be part of this covenant peace treaty. And after that, Israel will rebuild the 3rd temple, which has been prophesied by Isaiah. So if you read Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2 and 3, and also Micah chapter 4, verse 1 and 2, okay? And also you got to take into consideration Revelation 11, how, the angel tells John the Apostle, hey, go and measure the temple, because that temple is needed for Moses and Elijah to prophesy for the 1,260 days of prophecy. So we know then that the fact that these 2 prophets, Isaiah and Micah, and also what Revelation 11 tells us regarding the 3rd temple, that this is going to be done before the rapture of the church. So this tells us that, the rapture is not imminent, or at any moment, or at any time. That doesn't make any prophetic sense. As a matter of fact, what I just told you now about all these end-time Bible prophecies is actually the teaching of how the rapture of the church is going to happen, A lot of Bible scholars, when they look at the Bible, they think, the Bible doesn't tell us when the rapture is going to happen. It can happen at any moment and at any time. No, that's not true at all. As a matter of fact, I would likely say that this is actually that is actually ignorance. The rapture of the church is actually triggered by the end-time Bible prophecies as they come to pass in a synchronous way. Okay, one after the other in an orderly manner. You cannot have, for example, right now the Secret War of 38, but because if we were to have the Secret War 38, it will get all the other conflicts out of sync, because the Secret War of 38 has to be the last conflict, or war conflict, if you like, because the Bible clearly says that at the end of that conflict, that God is going to glorify and magnify himself, okay? And once he does that, then there cannot be any more conflicts after the Secret War. So that's why this is all synchronous. This is not out of order. This has to happen in an orderly manner. That as we see all these end-time Bible prophecies come to pass, one triggering the other. In other words, the Israeli Hamas and the Israeli Hezbollah trigger Isaiah 17 and the Elam prophecy, okay, in an orderly manner, and then Isaiah 17 and Elam then trigger the Secret War of 38, 39, okay, and then we'll see the signing of the covenant, once that third temple is done, then the Antichrist is going to come out to confirm the covenant. You have to realize, folks, that he needs to talk, because this prophecy of Paul, okay, when Paul says in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3, that when the Antichrist talks about peace and safety, okay, then sudden destruction, meaning the rapture, you need to realize, folks, that the Antichrist has to talk, okay? He has to talk, covenant sign. So he comes out on the 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3 that the Antichrist comes out. And then simultaneously and precisely at the same time, he has to talk according to Paul, and he has to say peace and safety, in other words, covenant sign. And then after he says covenant sign, peace treaty sign, then bang, rapture of the church, like Paul says. When they talk about peace and safety needs to come first. He needs to talk, and then bang, sudden destruction, rapture of the church. Okay? So do you see how, folks, the teaching of the rapture of the church is actually quite logical, but you have to be very clever in your thinking, in deciphering this, I'm the first person in the world, folks, and I say this humbly, to decipher the rapture of the church. And as a matter of fact, the geopolitical right now is actually proving everything that I have been saying, about the rapture regarding the end time Bible prophecies. Because right now we are seeing Israel in conflict, okay, with Hamas. After this, they're going to be doing Hezbollah, okay? And then, of course, they're going to be doing Isaiah 17 and the Elam Bible prophecy. So that was a pretty poor shot. I don't want to say it out too loud. But yeah, folks, so, all these end time Bible prophecies are triggered, by all this conflict in an orderly manner, folks, because this cannot be out of sync, because otherwise it causes prophetic chaos. So, the geopolitical is beginning to reveal what I have been saying all along regarding the rapture of the church, okay? No, it's not imminent. No, it's not at any moment. No, it's not at any time. All that is biblical nonsense, folks. People say that because they have not been able to decipher the rapture of the church like I have in a logical way. That's what they say that because, I politely say it's ignorance. It's ignorance that when people say that because, I even hear people say, oh, nothing is needed for the rapture of the church. Everything that needed to happen has happened and nothing is needed, so help me God. I completely disagree with that. Not 100%, but 1,000,000,000%, because the Bible quite clearly tells us that we need things. We need prophecy before the rapture. Okay, so what do we need? The Bible tells us that we need a third temple, right, according to Isaiah and Micah. And it's not just me saying this. Is not my opinion. This is what the Bible teaches, okay? Also, the Bible teaches that we need a covenant sign, okay? And confirm according to Daniel 9:27. Okay, so how can any Bible scholar say that everything that was needed for the rapture has happened and that nothing is needed, so help me God? And they say this with such strong conviction, like as if who cares about what the Bible's, whatever else that the Bible has to say. They got this attitude like, who cares? I mean, like, that bothers me, folks. Any Bible scholar that says, oh, nothing is needed, so help me God. I mean, the Bible is full of prophecies for the end time. What do these Bible scholars mean that nothing is needed? Don't we need the third temple? Don't we need all these end time Bible prophecies that I just told you? The Isaiah 17, the Ezekiel and the Elam and all the rest of it? Okay, don't we need a third temple? Okay, so folks, we need things, we need prophecy before, I repeat, before, so that you're not confused, before the rapture of the church. Okay, so we do need things, folks, like, please study your Bibles, and realize that we do need things, that it doesn't make any sense to say nothing is needed. And it doesn't really make any sense to say nothing is needed, because the Bible is actually full of Bible prophecies that lead into the tribulation period, okay, and also into the millennial kingdom. So how can people say that nothing is needed? Like, as he's saying, who cares about what the Bible has to say? You see, One of the biggest problems that I find with the American Protestant church, okay, is the denial of Bible prophecy regarding the rapture, that nothing is needed right now. You know, the church in America was saying this prior to Israel becoming a nation in 1948. And I mean, how does that make any sense when Israel needed to become a nation in order to fulfill the prophecy? When Jesus says, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. In other words, those Jewish people that were born in Israel in 1948, they're going to be seeing, the back end of the trip, and 1/3 will make it through into the millennial. So I just don't understand that, folks. How can any Bible scholar say that nothing is needed, so help me God? I mean, I just find that, incredibly frustrating. I think that's a big ignorant comment. Like the Bible is just full of prophecies everywhere, impending and in front, for all the dispensations to come, especially the trib and, going into the millennial kingdom. So I don't understand the folks. You really need to, rethink your own logic, okay? Rethink about things, folks, because the rapture of the church is not imminent. I just told you the reasons why, and you will see it through. Everything, all the conflicts, you will see it through, folks. The 6 of them, and it's ignorance to say that it can happen at any time. One of the things that I find why Bible scholars in America say that the rapture is imminent, they get confused. Yes, when the rapture does happen, it's going to happen within the twinkling of an eye. Of course, I already know that. But what happens is that Bible scholars confuse this, the fact that the rapture is going to happen in the twinkling of an eye. They confuse this by thinking that the rapture can happen at any moment. And that's not the case at all. This is a huge confusion. This is why the Church of America is confused about the rapture. Yes, the rapture is going to happen in the twinkling of an eye, but not at any moment or at any time or anyway. It's going to happen in the twinkling when it does happen, but we have to live through Bible prophecy, especially the end time Bible prophecies. So I just want Bible scholars, to read and understand, the Bibles, and that the geopolitical is beginning to prove what I have been saying all along about all these conflicts. But see, like right now, people are saying, oh yeah, we're going to see Isaiah or Elam and all that. But then they say in their channels, oh, but the rapture of the church can happen at any moment. I mean, can you guys please just make up your mind? Is it at any moment, like right now? Or is it at the end of the third temple, like I have been saying? Like I have deciphered this all along for more than a year now, as the first person in the world to decipher the rapture of the church. I mean, make up your mind, like, do you want the rapture now? Are you saying it's now? Or are you saying it's after the third temple? Like I have been teaching you. I mean, some people just don't even make sense. Some people are playing a two-way bet. They say one thing and then they say the other. I mean, who understands them, But I know who has said what in the channels, folks, because I watch many, many channels, and I know who has said what. And I'm the only one right now who is saying, no, it's not imminent. And I'm on record with more than 100 videos. No, it's not imminent. I want you to hear it now. No, it's not imminent. No, it's not at any time. No, it's whenever. It's a prophetic process, folks, after the third temple. And I'm on record right now as saying this. And you're going to be proven wrong, folks. Remember my prophecy that when you are proven wrong, then you might be going to be walking back. How are you going to be walking back? I hope, folks, that you don't walk back with your tails between your legs. Between now and the rapture, we got some time. I believe we got at least 2 years, possibly 3 or 2.5. So this is a time for you guys to understand what I'm saying, to realize that, hey, that Mr. Escura Adventures is right now, not all along. He's right now. And that you got time to change your tune regarding your opinion on the rapture. So do it now, folks, and save face now before the geopolitical and Israel's, 6 impending and in-front conflicts prove you guys wrong, So, yeah, folks, we just got to use a bit of common sense. Like, I know that I sound a little bit frustrated, well, that's because I am, because I've done more than 100 videos just telling you pure logic, folks, like just elementary logic, elementary, Bible, and, it's just like people don't seem to understand the logic behind it, But anyway, I do hope that you guys will come to your senses, and I am very proud and very happy to be the first person in the world to decipher the rapture of the church. And in due time, I will be proven right what I have been saying, because I know that I'm right. I'm not putting pride or anything in front, like I'm trying to be humble here, although I'm kind of like get frustrated a bit, uh, when I talk and things like that, but because I guess what repudiates me is when I hear pastors saying that nothing is needed, I mean, when I hear a pastor or anyone say nothing is needed for the rapture, so help me God, oh man, it's just like, yeah, let's not go there, folks. It's like, really, do you actually read your Bible? Do you actually understand your Bible? Do you actually understand how the end time Bible prophecies need to work together in order to trigger the rapture of the church? So, look, I do live in hope that Bible scholars can come to terms with what I have been saying, maybe share this video, and I would say even talk about what I'm saying here. Look, am I wrong? Saying that all these Bible prophecies are needed before the rapture, Am I wrong? Because, the Elam Bible prophecy, okay, and the Silky War, and the Third Temple Bible prophecies, if you read them, the Bible clearly says that they're going to come to pass in the last days of the church age. And where are we right now? In the last days of the church age. Exactly, folks. So it's not like this is my opinion. It's what the Bible teaches, folks. If it was my opinion, then it wouldn't be worth much. Everything that I say regarding the biblical, I have to back it up with what the Bible teaches. Everything that I just told you here, folks, by no means, it's my opinion. It's not an opinion. It's actually, if you like, it's an opinion, but it's based on what the Bible teaches. It's not something that I'm making up, because I have studied these end time Bible prophecies extremely carefully, read them word for word, many times at different points. And I did ask myself several times, the question, am I right in saying this, And every time I come back and study the prophecies to make sure, when I ask myself the question, am I right? I come to the same conclusion. Yes, I'm right. I can't be wrong, folks. I can't be wrong. So, and this is not an ego thing. It's not because I'm here to say, hey, I'm right and you're wrong. It's not about that, folks. Listen, I have my comments turned off on my YouTube channel. I'm not there for popularity. I'm just there to edify the church with my truth in Christ. I'm just here to edify you guys, So, when I do my videos, I'm serious about what I'm saying. I'm not just fooling around and just giving you, nonsense, I'm not just giving you a nonsense opinion with nothing to back it up. I'm not saying, oh, hey, I think, what, folks? I think I might scratch my head. And I'm thinking, well, it'll be nice to have a cappuccino right now, which I will very soon. And I think I might give you an opinion that the rapture is imminent and then it can happen at any moment or at any time, and then nothing is needed. Okay, well, fine, but can you back that up with what the Bible teaches regarding that? You know, so when I tell you, my view on the rapture of the church is backed up by Bible prophecy, and is backed up by what the Bible teaches about the rapture, because the rapture of the church is actually a teaching in the Bible, but you have to be very clever in picking that up. And this, unfortunately, I don't know how on earth, but it hasn't been done in 2,000 years, you know. And I'm quite stunned at these folks, because I have under 2 years of studying the Bible, if you like, okay, just under 2 years. And in my first year, I decipher of opening up the Bible to study it, okay, I was getting serious with it. I decipher the rapture of the church. Now, I have 31, I think, first biblical decipherings. I could possibly have 33 soon. I got two others that I already got them deciphered in my mind and things like that, but it's just a matter of me showing you the Bible and showing you the verses. It's basically it's a follow through on what I did with Zephaniah and Zechariah on my last deciphering on my 31st. And some of the chapters really relate to the millennial kingdom, if you like. So, but I just wanted to show you the verses there, I guess I'll do that soon. Just been busy, with full-time uni. Like last week, it was a tough week, a lot of homework, a lot of research, a lot of studying, preparing for term papers and things like that. So I'm hoping that sometime this week I will be able to do a video regarding Zephaniah and Zechariah for you. But all my videos, folks, if you look at all my decipherings, right, I prove it to you with Bible prophecy or Bible verses. I never give you guys my opinion as an empty opinion. No, I don't give you an empty opinion, folks, because then it's just gonna be my opinion versus yours. In order for me to convince you and to win an argument over you, then I have to use the Bible to back it up. And it's like any professional discipline. Like I'm doing uni now, and whenever I gotta do a term paper, I gotta use peer review academic resources, when I do my essays or papers, if you like, and so I had to back it up professionally, and so it shouldn't be just a lame opinion, like I hear so many like Christian YouTubers who are saved and all that kind of stuff, ready to go up the rapture, but I don't say this in a bad way, but they keep saying without giving any thought whatsoever. They say, "Oh, rapture, can it happen in 2023? Oh, we might see it. I see some videos. Oh, buckle up. It's going to happen during Hanukkah." Really? Listen, I've seen many, YouTube videos out there, people saying things like that, and they don't understand the rapture of the church, which is prophetic. No fancy diagram. There's a lot of YouTubers that they're doing fancy diagrams and coming up with kind of like ridiculous things, But I say this in a polite way. It's not an ego thing. It's just kind of like me trying to be, just honest, I guess, and perhaps a little frustrated. I know I sound frustrated, but I'm trying to, get common sense out there. That the rapture is not going to happen just because you are listening or watching a fancy diagram. That from Moses to Methuselah and this and that or whatever. And so because of this, the rapture of the church is next week in Hanukkah or whatever. Just for argument's sake. No, folks, the rapture of the church is not going to be triggered by a fancy diagram, and you get these YouTubers wasting hours and hours and hours doing research on those things and just wasting practically everybody else's time. When the rapture of the church is actually a prophetic process, and what's going to trigger it at the end time of the prophecies that I told you, because they themselves teach, folks, teach. Yeah, go and look at that word on the dictionary. Teach. They teach that they're going to come to pass in the last days. I like these flowers. I like these trees. Yeah, so they're going to come to pass in the last days, folks. And it's not me saying this as an opinion. No, it's what the Bible is saying. Not me, the Bible. And so I'm just interpreting what the Bible says to you guys, you know. I'm not making this up, folks, you know. Like, I will never waste my time, folks, in all honesty, doing a video that's lame. In other words, telling you, hi, I think that the rapture is next week because I'm seeing the geopolitical disintegrate. I'm hitting the panic button, and therefore I think ignorantly that it's imminent at any time, at any moment, you name it, whatever. No, I'm not into those waste of time, lame opinions. I'm actually all about what the Bible teaches, you know. So if the Bible says, hey, Isaiah 17, or actually rather, well, Isaiah 17 doesn't say which dispensation, but by a process of elimination, then I told you that it's going to happen in the church age. But Elam, for example, Ezekiel 38, 39, and the third temple Bible prophecies, they all say, if you read them, that they're going to come to pass during the church age. And it's not me saying this, it's the Bible saying this. And there's a difference between my opinion and what the Bible teaches. So, I don't know, folks, you know. I'm just trying to get this message through, you know, because you know what worries me the most, folks, is that, I see, other YouTubers who don't understand Bible prophecies, okay, and they say imminent at any time or at any moment. And these people have like dozens of subscribers, you know. I'm talking about 30, 40, 50, 300,000, 500,000 subscribers, okay? And if you consider the multiplying effect that has, okay, because perhaps it's not just that person watching the video, perhaps they're inviting their family members, their friends, they're sharing the video, and they might be saying, hey, so-and-so said, oh, it's imminent at any time, scratch your head, look at your watch. When that's actually not what the Bible teaches, you know. The Bible clearly teaches after the third temple. Sometime after the third temple, we are no longer needed. And this is the reason that we are here, and it's what's holding the church back. The fact that we don't have the third temple. But have you not heard? Of course you have. You have heard of the 5 red heifers. You have heard time and time and time again, without me having to tell you, how the third temple institute in Israel, has everything ready just about, So, this third temple is going to be put up, at the end of the Secret War, okay, after that covenant is signed. And, regarding my opinion as to when I think the rapture is going to happen, you will have to say we are probably out maybe 2 years minimum, because let's just say that Israel finishes all these conflicts, okay, maybe sometime midway 2024, at the end of the Secret War, okay, and so then we have to see, of course, the demolishing of the Alaska and the Dome of the Rock, and those two buildings are, pretty much solid structures. And then, so let's just think perhaps that maybe the Dome of the Rock and the Alaska will be demolished by the end of 24. Okay, so maybe by the beginning of 25, Israel might start to rebuild the third temple from scratch, and it could well be ready by, say, midway 2026, or like I have been saying, or maybe towards the end of 2026, okay? But I don't think that we're gonna go perhaps beyond 26, because this generation in Israel, right? In order to fulfill that prophecy of Jesus, that this generation shall not pass till it be fulfilled. Now, Israel is 75 years now, okay? If you add 7 years, okay, let's just say that we have the rapture now. Of course, we're not going to have it, but let's just say, for argument's sake, then 7 years, that will take a Jewish person in Israel, to 83 years, okay? So if you add another 3 or 2.5, something like that, for the demolishing of the Alaska, the Dome of the Rock, and the rebuilding of the third temple, then we could be out by sometime in 26, I would say at least midway. And those people in Israel will probably be, around the 86 years of age mark. Now, according to some research that I did, then I think people in Israel are living to roughly about 83 years, okay, on average. So 86, it's possible. Many people live beyond 86, not a lot, but many do. Perhaps God might supernaturally keep many Jewish people alive. But yeah, I can't see the rapture now. My view is sometime in 2026. But I say this without setting a date. And I say this also with the fact that after the third temple is done, then that temple has to be inaugurated. I'm thinking that maybe the Antichrist will be there during the inauguration. It does make sense to me, with the Jewish authorities and the rabbis. Okay, and that's a good opportunity for the Antichrist to come out and say, hey, peace and safety, and then bang, rapture the church. It doesn't have to happen that way. He could come sometime after. But I know that the Bible teaches that sometime after the third temple, we are no longer needed. So, I guess, folks, we're going to have to be patient and endure all this. And, occupy and redeem the time. And, if perhaps there are members of your family or in your friend group, if you like, friends group, maybe just kind of like work on it, if you're able to. I know this is not an easy thing or task to share the gospel, but, use the time that we got now and try and win souls for Christ, Try and win your family members and your friends if they haven't believed or accepted Jesus just yet. So, so that's all I wanted to say, folks, with this video. I do hope that people can understand, a little bit more, about the rapture. And so that's it. All right, folks, I've got to go now. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the long video. And I'll do more videos. I hope that the audio is a lot better watching this video and the things are much more improved. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll talk to you guys later.